Hey everyone, in this quick tutorial I'm going to show you how to install PostgreSQL and pgAdmin 4 on your Windows 11 computer. So let's directly jump into that. First of all, go to Google and search for Postgres, and then go to postgresql.org, the official website for Postgres. Here click on the download button and then click on Windows. Here we can see a hyperlink called download the installer. Click on that, and after that we are redirected to the download page. Here, since we are trying to download the latest version, I'll click on this Windows column for version 17 and it will start the download. So I'm clicking on save, and once the download is complete, open the folder where the file is present and double click or run as administrator. Click on yes if you are asked to allow some changes to your device, and installation will start shortly. So here I'm installing the software now, clicking on next. So I'm keeping all of them checked and clicking on next. Here this is the data directory. I'm keeping the default, clicking on next. Here I have to enter a password which will be the password for superuser of Postgres. So I'm typing a password and retyping it. Remember this password because this password will be required for connecting to the database later. I'm clicking on next. So here the default port for Postgres is 5432. I'm not changing this. Clicking on next. Here it is asking me for the database cluster. Since we are installing on our local machine, this should be local default, no problem with that. And after clicking on next, it will start to install and it will take some time. The installation is done. It took around 3 minutes for me to install. So now it is asking me if I want to launch the stack builder, which is required to download and install some additional tools. Okay, so let's run it and see what it asks for. To select the Postgres for which we want to do the additional installation. So here we can download some database driver like pgjdbc, odbc driver, database server for different versions, but already one server is already installed, and some additional library for web development. For now I do not need anything, so I'm clicking on next. Okay, so I'm closing this one as I do not need anything from that. Okay, now our Postgres installation is complete. So let's type Windows and R and type services.msc and press enter and see if the Postgres service is running. So here, as you can see, the Postgres service is already running and its startup type is automatic. That means every time your PC is started on, this service will be running. So if you want your Postgres to run always in the background, you do not need to do anything if you want to run Postgres every time. For me, I want to start the server only when I work, so I usually select manual and save. So I'm keeping these as default and canceling. Now, since our server is running, I want to create an example table for you to show how to create table with pgAdmin 4. So let's hit search and type pgAdmin, and it is showing in the suggestion. Clicking on open. So here in the server tab, it is asking me to enter the password for Postgres. Remember the password we entered for the first time when we were installing the software, the superuser password. We have to enter it now, and I'm clicking on save password so that every time I can log in easily. Okay, I'm clicking on OK, and it is connected to our Postgres database. So one important thing about Postgres is there are some differences between Postgres and other databases like MySQL. In MySQL, when you create a database, you create tables, views, and stored procedures directly under the database. But in Postgres, you have a additional layer which is called schemas. So you can organize your database table with different schemas, and you can access those tables in the query with the schema name before the table name with a dot. Okay, so by default, if you do not need any schema, you can use the default schema which is public. Okay, so first of all, we have to create a database. Here I'm right clicking on Postgres and clicking on create new database, naming this database as discount app, and clicking on save. So under the discount app database, as I can see this part showing the schemas, here we can create multiple schema for our single database. By default, if we do not create any schema, then all tables and database related thing will go to this public schema. Okay, so under this public schema, I'm clicking on create, and I can create a new table here which will be similar to schema. So if I want to create a new table, I can create this one from here. So let's just automate the part with the help of ChatGPT. I'm going to query tool, and here I'll new table creation SQL. Okay, so let's go to ChatGPT and type DDL data definition language, which is actually the SQL for creating the table. Okay, so it is giving us the DDL for users table. Here one important thing is Postgres have some new data type like serial or big serial, which is very helpful for using for the primary key. Okay, so here as you can see, the primary key ID is of type serial. Okay, so I'm copying this code and going to my pgAdmin and clicking on execute the script. It is showing some syntax error, so I do not need any update for now. Let's run it again, and query executed successfully. If I refresh, I can see that a new table is created called users, and the column is as I have prepared. So go to the user table. If I want to see the data, I can see the data from here. Currently I do not have any data, which is fine. So this is how you install Postgres on your Windows 10 or 11 computer. You can take help from ChatGPT when you designing the database for your feature or application. I also have some tutorial on that. You can explore that. And if you do not find pgAdmin very handy or not comfortable with that, there are some other options. Like, I highly recommend to try this tool. Just give it a shot and see if you like it or not. This is actually a open source tool for any database. So if you switch from one database to another, you do not need to switch from DBeaver, which is going to happen for pgAdmin, because you will not be able to use pgAdmin with Postgres, with MySQL, MS SQL Server, or Oracle. If you are helped with this tutorial, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button of this tutorial. That means a lot for me and motivate me to make more helpful content. Thanks once again for watching.